topic is good company. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran in Surah Tawbah, Surah number 9, Ayah 119, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ittaqullaha wa kunu ma'as sadiqeen. He says, O you who have believed, fear Allah and be with those who are true. A little bit of backdrop of this verse. This verse is in the Quran in Surah Tawbah, shortly after the verse about three companions who did not come with the Prophet ﷺ and the rest of the believers on the expedition to Tabuk. So this expedition to Tabuk, it was the only time that there was a mandatory draft for the Muslims, that every single healthy, able-bodied man was to go join the Prophet ﷺ and go on this military expedition. The only people who stayed behind were those who were elderly, those who were too sick to be able to go, women and children. And then you had a group of people who are called the hypocrites, the munafiqun, who made excuses to the Prophet ﷺ saying that they couldn't go. So these hypocrites, they were also able-bodied, healthy men who didn't want to join the ranks of the Muslims, even though they claimed that they were Muslims, and they didn't go with the Prophet ﷺ and the rest of the companions. However, in addition to these people who stayed behind, there were three companions, three honest and true companions of the Prophet ﷺ, strong, believing Muslims who just also ended up not going. They really didn't have any excuse, and it was something that just kind of ended up happening. So when the Prophet ﷺ and the rest of the companions are on their way back, they're coming back to Medina, these people, they felt really bad for what they did, for not showing up. These three individuals, these three companions of the Prophet ﷺ. And so they go up to the Prophet ﷺ, and when the Prophet ﷺ asked them, why didn't you come on this expedition? They truthfully said, we had no good reason. We didn't show up. It wasn't out of pride that they said that, but they just did not want to come with any excuse. And they were honest in why they didn't come, that they didn't really have a good reason. And so the Prophet ﷺ said to them that because this is your honesty and this is something that you don't have a good reason for not coming, I'm going to let your judgment lie with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then they went about their way. So now everybody, all around them, all the other people in Medina, they're telling these three individuals, you should have just come up with something. That way, right now you're going to have to face the wrath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you could have avoided all of that. But these people, they realized that would have been a lie. Any excuse that they would have made to the Prophet ﷺ at that moment would have been a lie, and blatantly lying to the Prophet ﷺ would have been a worse crime. So later they found out that they were to receive a type of punishment, and that punishment was to be social isolation for 50 days, meaning nobody would talk to them, nobody would converse with them, nobody would even respond to their salams, and it was, this complete isolation, to the point that even on up until the 40th day, they were even told to stay away from their wives. Even their own family members weren't able to be around them, or weren't able to communicate with them and interact with them. So this was a really, really difficult time for these three companions, and they found it very troubling to be in this socially isolated position. However, once the 50 days were up and the decree came from the Prophet ﷺ by the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that they were forgiven, there was great celebration. The Prophet ﷺ congratulated them individually and said, was so happy to have them back as part of the community. And they were congratulated in the Quran in the ayahs right before this verse. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in this verse, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, as instruction for the rest of the believers, that if you claim to believe, be pious, be conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ittaqullaha wa kunu ma'as sadiqeen, and be with those who are truthful. that these people, even though they truly did make a mistake, they should have gone with the Prophet ﷺ and the rest of the companions and went on that expedition. At least they didn't lie about it. That they were truthful and honest and said that they didn't have a good reason. Their hearts and their words and their deeds all aligned. And they didn't make up something just to try to get out of some sort of punishment. They bared the consequences of their actions, and they were notable in the Quran, noted and celebrated by the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, by the Prophet ﷺ, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself as being truthful people. So it's not about, a lesson that we can learn is that it's not about us not making mistakes. It's that when we make mistakes, we're honest, we bear with the consequences, and we recognize that the only true way to get taqwa of Allah, to gain piety and be true worshippers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is to be truthful. Truthfulness is with your truth in your heart, truth in your words, and truth in your actions. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to be truthful people and to be in the good company of those who are truthful. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen.
Qalam is dedicated to the mission of making the knowledge of this beautiful religion of Islam accessible to everyone. From the millions of people listening to the podcast, to the hundreds of thousands of people watching these videos, to the tens of thousands of people that are taking online classes, and so much more work that Qalam is doing, we here at Qalam are committed to continuing this good work. And this is where you come in. We're asking you to partner with us to secure your sadaqah jariyah of all the people that have benefited from Qalam, continue to learn from Qalam, and inshallah in the future will continue to learn and benefit from all the work that Qalam inshallah will continue to do. Please go to supportqalam.com and donate generously. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from all of us. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.